Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Brownstone, brownstoneworldwide.com. That is, I'm Paulette, and I'm a part of the Brownstone neighborhood. We're in the Brownstone studios, and today, we're going to be talking about all things money and what you need to do to prepare yourself for more of it. So today we're going to be talking to the Nicole Johnson, host of the Cityscape Radio's very own Girl Your Money Matters that airs on Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time and Eastern Standard Time, by the way. And listen, we're going to be talking about how to get your money right, how to prepare yourself for home ownership, how to get those extra side coins, all the things. And there's only one person that can show you how to do that properly without losing your mind. That's the one and only, the Nicole Johnson of Girl Your Money Matters. She's here to talk to us today about how to get it together. Welcome to the stage, Miss Nicole Johnson, Nicole Y. Johnson of the Brownstone. Welcome, neighbor.
Hey, Dr. Clark, how you doing?
I am well. I am doing well. So listen, we came here to talk about the money.
That's it.
We came here to talk about the things.
Yes.
And so we came here to help people get it together. So before we get started, I need everyone who is going to be listening to this by earshot, eye shot, who will be in some kind of vicinity of this to grab something to write with and something to write on, because you are going to be dropping nuggets all over the place. So let's begin. First of all, who is the Nicole Johnson?
Wow. So she started off as Nicole Johnson, who was a single mom who was really struggling in her money. And when she decided to become a homeowner, because she was tired of the apartment living, she went to several seminars and they told her all the things that she needed, but she was a loser. Somebody literally said that, you're never going to be a homeowner. What they did not know is that Nicole Johnson was tenacious enough to make sure that you understood that you just tell me no one time and I can show you better than I could tell you.
Okay.
So she sat down with her budget, understanding the challenges that she was facing of being a single mother whose salary was under the poverty level. Okay. She was also divorced. Credit was, the chart started here. Her score was down here, looking up, talking about how I get there. Didn't have savings, had never done a budget, all of the things working against her. But because her children were the reason why she needed to get that home to provide better for them, she did not stop. It took her a year and a half to become a homeowner. And so now let me reintroduce you to the Nicole Johnson.
I love it.
Decided that not only was I going to be a homeowner, because it's not what you're called, it's what you answer to.
Come on now.
Okay. Not only did I buy the house in the neighborhood where it wasn't that many of us, if you catch my drift, okay? I bought the biggest house on the cul-de-sac with less than $2,000 of expenses, with less than only needed $602 and some change to go to the closing table, and locked in at a 2.25% interest rate. You cannot tell me what prayer will not do for me and allow me to come out differently with everything that I wanted and manifested for my goals. So that is who and how the Nicole Johnson came about. And then I took to social media to help other women do the same thing. So today I sit before you as the Nicole Johnson. I am the founder of Girl Your Money Matters, which is affectionately known as the gym, where we have all sorts of exercises to help you get financially fit. And I teach women to define and achieve their goal of financial freedom so that they can live life on their own terms.
I love that. And I love how you break it down and the exercises and all of the things. And I love the gym, girl, your money matters, because money and learning how to exercise it properly can either make or break you if you don't know what you're doing. Am I getting that? Is that where we're at? It's almost like working out, except you're working out your wallet. Explain that to me.
So when I started looking at the acronym, the gym, you go to the gym when you're trying to get your health in order. And
Yes.
some people are going to start a little slower. So they might need to stay in the section where they're doing, let's just warm up. You right? Let's just start to attack the muscles so that they can get used to working. But then you got somebody who may be a little bit further along. So they might be able to get in some cardio, right?
Yeah.
Right. So they're a little bit more advanced, but not quite where they want to be. And then you have those who are going in and they're strengthening.
Yes.
Right? They've done the warm up, they've done the cardio. Now they're strengthening and they're trying to stretch where they're going. But at some point, we've touched all of those different machines. But at the end of the day, everybody who comes into the gym is looking to change and transform so that they can have a better, healthier them. So it's not just about the physical. It is about how my mindset works and how I do that transformation for the people in my community. Because money mindset is critical to the success of how you deal with your money, how you view your money, your relationship with your money.
Yes.
All of those things are important.
I love that. And I love how you are able to take that acronym and make it work and help people to transform. And so when you're talking about the transformation and you're talking about starting off lightly and slowly, what are some of the things that you do in your gym that are actually steps that people can take without going into too much detail, of course, right? Because of course, people will want to take this information. I'm just going to keep it 100 and say, oh, I don't need to and then trip all over themselves, because most people don't think that they need a trainer, right?
They do. They absolutely. Here's what I see a lot of people do. Now, let me say this, Ms. Paulette.
Okay.
You have some men out here, right? And all these principles apply to them. Yeah. And most men who come to me through their spouse, their partner, or a relative who's already in my community, and she told them about me. So the principles are the same. So guys, this message and information is definitely for you as well. But women, I can speak to you because I've sat where you are. Right. And one of the most important steps that we start with in the process is finding out what your financial trauma is. And it was as an adult that I discovered I grew up in financial trauma. And what that means is, who did you learn your money habits from? Whether it was their lack of doing, their overdoing, the combination of good doing, all of those things are important because it's the trigger that we need to discover. It's almost like going to a counselor. Yeah, let's get on the couch and let's talk about, how was your childhood? Man, I'm 60 plus years old. I'm not trying to go back that far. No. But if we won't get to the root of what your problem is, I tell them all the time, pass me the numbers. I can do the budget for you. I can make them work, tell you what to do. But in 30 days, you'll be back because your habits haven't changed, regardless of what the numbers on the paper say.
Wow. So yes, we do need that kind of support when you're talking about, because honestly, every portion of our lives, a lot of us have been told, don't talk about money. It was the thing that mama and daddy did. And so a lot of us didn't hear or witness the laying out of the dollars, right? So a perfect example would be my parents, first thing in the morning, early morning. I would smell the coffee 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and they would be downstairs in the dining room, coffee brewing and toast going, and they would be going over the numbers for the house. It was an everyday thing, right? First thing in the morning, because they ran 2 businesses, trucking company and daycare in addition to the fact that they had foster children and they were trying to make sure that this house, which really, honestly, now that I look back on it, I'm giving a little backstory to get to your point. So there were 3 stories to the house. And in the bottom of the house, right, there was where everybody ate, and then everybody slept on the 2nd and the 3rd floor. So it was almost like a boarding house where people came in, they got themselves together and so forth, right? And so they compiled all of the resources that people would pay to live there to take care of the entire household. Now, the one thing that I do not ever remember was watching them do it. I would hear and I would see the numbers being written down in a notebook, right? But that was all I ever saw.
Right.
And so I didn't, then the other thing was, here was another thing that we heard a lot of. We don't need to eat out. It's food at the house.
Baby, let me tell you,
Yeah.
I had to tell my children, we're not going to McDonald's, we're going home to McNicky's. Okay.
See, right.
There's no need for Subway. It's mommy way in the kitchen.
In the kitchen. And so
it has to be, so for what you experience is that parents didn't always sit down with their children to teach them. And so what I had of a mom and daughter combo, and I just let the daughter talk. Mom just be sitting there because you have taught her not by your words, but by your actions. So when you get upset and you overspend, when you get upset and you entitlement spend, guess what she does? She does the exact same. Oh, girl, they didn't piss me off at work today. I'm finna go shopping. And guess what? My daughter has a daughter. So we're talking 3 generations. Okay, so now the mom and daughter are shopping together, blowing money together, and the little one is watching. She don't care what you say. She sees what you do. So to help them start breaking that pattern, we did some exercises, and I started asking some very important questions during those times. And now they're starting to shift. So they went on an excursion. Both of them mad. The baby got bags. Mama got bags. Grandmama got bags. Right. And by the time they got home, the daughter said, Miss Nicole, we need an intervention. I said, okay, what's going on? And I get the deets and I'm like, okay, so what we doing now? And daughter says, I'm going back to the mall. I said, and you taking baby with you, right? We're going to have a conversation with baby, because baby she's probably 6, 7 years old. She's not a toddler. But she's observant, because now she coming out the store with bags. So now she's got to explain to her why this wasn't the smart thing to do. And grandmama said, I'm not taking mine back. I said, that's fine. I said, but let me ask you one question, and then we can go and end this intervention. Where's the money coming from to cover what you just spent? Come on, y'all, let's go. Because here's what we do. We tap into our savings. We tap into our bill money. We tap into dollars that are allotted for some other thing. But because we in our moment, our emotions, not our mind, our emotions, we spend. And I'll fix that later. Well, later comes sooner than later. And now you got to have a plan. Now you paying half on a bill, or the bill past due. You 2 seconds before the power go out, or the car get up missing. Wow. We have to change that mindset. And because if we don't start changing that mindset, which is the premise of what we do here, is that we are attempting to change the trajectory for our future of our Black and Brown communities. And if we don't change this now, and the children are the future, we messing them up from a very early stage. And all we're doing is repeating the cycle.
I see. That's good stuff right there. And I hated to go down memory lane, but I knew that there had to be a reason why I even do some of the things that I do. And even in some of the classes that I've taken of yours, and being a part of your group, and Dump Your Change Fridays, and all of the things, I've learned a lot about how I handle my personal finances.
Yes.
And so one of the things that I've learned is I have to get out of my feelings when it comes to money, and focus on the facts, because the numbers, like Dr. Michelle says, don't lie.
They don't.
And so let's talk about that just a little bit, about
And
being
that
our feelings
is
when it comes to the
literally one of the first exercises.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so one of the first exercises that I have people do is review their last 30 to 60-day bank statements. I don't tell them to do more than two because they can't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Take those bank statements, get you some different color highlighters,
Mm-hmm.
highlight your fast food, highlight your entitlement spending, different colors, highlight the unnecessary spending, and then total up each one of those categories. And then once you get a total for month 1 and a total for month 2, take those total and multiply them by 10. I mean, make them for the rest of the year, right? So you got 2 months. Let's say each month is about, let's say you take $400 and you spend $400 on this. You multiply that by 12. Let's look at that. What's that cost over the year? You done this. Okay, pretty much the same both months. Multiply that by 12. So you're looking at $15 a day, $10 a day. It's easy. And it might be $100 a month. Now it's $1,200. Guess what? You've already funded your emergency fund. But instead of funding it, you ate it. You're wearing it. It's on your nails. It's on your feet.
Oh my.
It's in that Prada bag. That Browning bag. That Coach bag.
My.
And honestly, I'm not going to tell you what to spend your money on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you whether you're making good decisions with your money.
Yes.
For the goals that you want to achieve. I had a lady who, she was determined, older lady, probably 55, 56, and she wanted to become a homeowner. But she eat out every day, and she would eat out for lunch and eat out for dinner. And she was like, I work every day. My husband work every day, and da 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 da. I said, well, you don't look like you eating at McDonald's. How much lunch costs you? And $50 to $75 daily on lunch. Okay, because she eating at the good places. To the point that her coworker told her, my husband said, I can't go out with you no more. It's killing our budget. So she went on and on and on and on. And so when she started, now she's a host, she's a guest at another platform I'm on, and I'm just listening. I said, if you had taken that amount of money for lunch and dinner, took a third of that and increased your grocery bill so that you can make them same things to take the lunch and half for dinner, and took the other 3/4 of that money, you'd have over $15,000. That's your down payment for your house. So you're eating your house.
Oh my! So you get granular. You get in people's
feelings. Okay. So let me warn the audience. You heard a little bit about Nicole Johnson. You met and have been listening to the Nicole Johnson. There's another person involved in this process. Her name is Nikki.
Oh my.
And I usually try to keep Nikki under wraps until as a client gets closer to me and they get to see the raw and uncut part of Nikki. And Nikki, honey, she don't play. Nikki pulls the glasses down and be like, you did what now? Baby, let's dial that back. Oh yeah, I have to tap out when Nikki comes in, because there is, Paulette, I can't sugarcoat your numbers. Just like the numbers don't lie on paper, Nikki's not gonna lie to you to your face.
Period.
And that is the problem. We are so emotional that we need cuddling and coddling. I'm not your cuddler. I'm not your coddler. I say that for my personal relationship. I cuddle and coddle with him. Okay?
Come on.
Don't do that with my clients, because that does not make them successful.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I tell them the real truth. I tell them with rawness, but I do it in love, because if I don't, nobody else will, because if somebody else will, you wouldn't have been sitting in this situation, need my help in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we get raw and uncut. And when Nikki shows up, they do. I tell them, I leave your feelings on the other side of the door when you come in here with me. You come into session, hang your feelings up, because they're gonna get hurt up in here. And I have clients who try to talk their way around their issue. I be slow down, back up, and repeat that statement. They be like, "Oh Lord, what I do?" So it is, Paulette. It is very much. Money has been taboo for women. Really just a piece of what my trauma was. My mother was a stay-at-home mom while we lived in the projects. Make those two things make sense. How do you become a stay-at-home mom
living in the project? Yeah.
Those two things don't go together, right? That math don't math. Those numbers are lying, okay? But she was in a relationship with a control person.
Yeah.
And what I saw as a child was when things were good, money was being spent. You driving a Park Avenue in the project.
I was going to say in the projects.
In the projects. At that time, you were the first person in the project community.
Yeah.
To have a car that the lights didn't go off until you walked away. And people be hollering, "You left your lights on." He just a grinning, because he got all the attention. And then the lights go off and the alarm set. He thought that was so smooth. But you in the projects, bro.
Right.
Okay. But my mother loved that type of attention. "Ooh, Yvonne, you got a good man. That's a good man, Savannah."
Stop. I love it. I love it.
Here was the flip side.
Yeah.
When they got upset with each other. Where you gonna go with 4 kids? Sir, 3 of them yours. Me and my mama can leave anytime we want to. You keep them other 3. What you talking about? So the money was his, the assets were his. You ain't got no job and you got 4 kids. And you live in the project. So it became totally different. So my goal became to teach women how to create streams of income from home so that they don't have to stay in situations they can't afford to leave.
Yeah.
That was my trauma. So, we teach, we coach, we become leaders out of things that were hurtful to us. Or extremely helpful to us. So my business grew out of my pain.
And so now here you are with this amazing platform called the GYMM, where you take people who are looking to do things differently and you teach them a couple of things. So let's go through that, shall we? Number 1, you teach people how to look at their finances, right? That's the first thing. So let's go through that briefly. So when you're having people to look at their finances, is that step 1 that you go through? Let's look at your finances. What does that look like? I come into your office and I lay myself before you and I say, I need help. What's the first thing that you have me do?
The first thing I'm going to have you do is, even before you come to the office, before you get in a meeting with me, you're going to pull those bank statements. You're going to classify those categories that we talked about. Okay. But I'm also going to give you an assignment.
Okay.
I'm going to give you an assignment to talk to the younger you. What did you see as a child when it came to money, lack of education, who was there? Because then that's going to help me have a starting point with where your money mindset is. Because even before we get into numbers, figures, what balances out, I need to start in your mindset. I need to first help you do one thing before this is going to be successful. And this is for your audience, because I do it inside of my community over at the gym on the Facebook. I need you to forgive yourself.
Ooh.
Yeah. I need you to forgive yourself. We wear so many different hats. We are the foundation for everybody. And let's look at our family. We take care of the kids, the grandkids. We got mom and them, dad and them, sister and them, brother and them, niece, nephew. You answering the phone. You're answering the phone. You're trying to do this. You're trying to do that. You are the foundation. And the last thing you want is Nicole/Nikki telling you messing up your money.
Right.
Okay. But here's my question. If you fall down, what else happens? So if the whole house is dependent on you and you fall, now you got a disaster. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot on your shoulders, right? So you made mistakes. That bank statement sometimes in the negative, right? You know you barely getting a buy. Right? And just one thing out of whack and the whole house of cards is going to fall. So the first thing I want you to do is bear out, show me that I don't have it all together, Nicole. I don't. Every day I'm living with fear. Every day I'm looking at how inconsistent I've been. And I just don't want to face it, because facing it means I got to admit I failed. Not only do I have to admit I failed, I don't have a plan. That's the part. Might be able to admit I failed if I knew how to fix it. I don't know how to fix it. That is the problem. So we're going to start there. You're going to have your assignment. You're going to do your numbers. You're going to do your categories. You're going to write to your younger self. Then I'm going to sit with you and talk to you about your feelings. This is the one time we get into your feelings. And then I'm going to tell you, forgive yourself.
Yes.
Here's the exercise. I'm going to give this to your audience. Not only I want you to forgive yourself for whatever you failed at, whoever you let down, whoever you depended on and they let you down. I need you to forgive all of that. Let all that baggage go. And then I want you to cross your arms and tell yourself, I am a masterpiece.
Come on.
Even a masterpiece has cracks and flaws.
Yes.
You go look at Da Vinci's paintings and sculptures, it's some cracks in there. But the imperfection is what makes it perfect.
Yes. Come on.
So even though you done muck this up, this done bounce, this. Ain't nobody caring what's on your shoulders. So perfect or not, you're still a masterpiece. And we don't hear that from our loved ones. You ain't giving enough. You let me down. Baby, you lucky I ain't put you down. But I'm still a masterpiece.
Yes.
Even if we start looking at ourselves the way God sees us, right, wrong, indifferent, good, bad, ugly, ladies, you are a masterpiece. And I want you to make a habit of telling yourself that, right? So that's where we start. You want me to continue from there? Because
So now, then after we go through all of the emotional portions of it, then the next step is let's lay out, because we got to get through the emotion part of it. And I absolutely 100% agree with that. Because sometimes it rears its ugly head. That's a whole different conversation. We can go through that for hours. But now here's the question. Then after you do that, then of course you start the exercises. But let's talk about the gigs, the side hustles, the tips that you give people to add to what they currently have. Because you're not telling anybody, quit your job and go and create X, Y, and Z. You're saying, let's figure out how to make what you have work. And then let's see what we can do to attenuate what you have and add to that. And so what are some tips that you can give our listeners, readers, followers, and subscribers on how to add to what they currently have? Because you've got some amazing tips on what people can do to add to what they're currently bringing in to pad their 401k or their CDs or their bank account or their savings or emergency fund? What are some of those tips?
So on a regular basis, I do dump your change Friday. You
Okay.
start with a $20 bill, $10 bill, $5 bill, whatever, at the beginning of the week on Monday. And when you break it, ladies, that change go on the bottom of our purse. Dollars end up somewhere. But at the end of the week on Friday, I tell you guys to dump your change.
Yeah.
And that's really to help you to consistently save. People started, that don't make a whole lot. And pre-pandemic, it was a big deal. A lot of people are not using it, but I make sure that my audience knows it's a value in it. So when there's value, you take the steps, because you're creating the habit of consistent saving. And over time, that change does add up. So I'll tell them, change will change your life.
I love that.
When you change, but the change in the jar will also change your life. As a client now has well over $8,000 that she saved.
I love that.
Saving. Okay.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one of the things I tell them. I don't believe in telling people to get a part-time job, because a part-time job is an expense. So time is our most valuable commodity. You're already spending 8 to 10 hours at the job, getting the travel time to and from home, 8 hours on the shift, right? But now you're talking about taking some time to go to another job, which means more gas, more food, more time away from your home.
Absolutely.
Right? And so how about, just like I'm sitting in this chair, you're sitting in a chair, how about you still be present with your family in your home and using your computer to make money at home?
I love that.
I be in a top up club. Don't ask me to stand up. Ain't no telling what you might get down yonder. But I can say I got on some furry socks. Okay. I'm gonna always have on some fuzzy socks. Okay.
Okay.
But now that I'm doing this from home, I got opportunities to, and you call a tax professional, but I have opportunity to make expenses a part of my deductions, in addition to being able to bring money in from home at home. Because Paulette, there's only so much you can expense. Expenses you can cut. Like you can put your utilities on budget billing, right? So you get a consistent bill every month, but you can only cut so much. You can cut the cable. You only cut so much. So now your ends, they might be doing this a little bit, but they still ain't meeting, and they definitely ain't creating no overlap and surplus. How do I do that, Nicole? You can start mystery shopping. I teach them how to do that in a boot camp where they can make $1,000, $1K in 30 days. I got some people that are maximizing that. Okay. So I teach them how to work in an at-home call center. All sorts of tools and tips on how to make money from home. Then pick up and put down as needed. Schedule your own, make your own schedule. Service clients that actually give you different, benefits as if you were an employee, but you're not a 1099 contractor. There are a ton of things out there that people can do from the comfort of their own home to bridge the gap in the budget. Now, once that money starts coming in, then we start working on a strategic plan for debt reduction. Because no sense in having extra money coming in and it's not going somewhere. Every dollar needs a job. So once we bring in that extra money, now we start, okay, we're going to call this creditor and see if they'll give you a reduction on the payment and the interest. If they say yes, that's great. Now we're going to start paying it off. We line these debts up. We create a strategic roadmap to debt reduction. Let me give you a good example. Client says, Nicole, I got a 5-year plan to pay off $50,000.
5 years.
Ma'am, that's not what we doing over here. Absolutely not. Okay, that's for the un-Nikki people. Okay,
right.
We're not doing that here.
You're un-Nikki fat.
You're un-Nikki fat. Okay, 1.5 years she paid off $50,000.
Bravo. I love it. I love it.
I was like, because we're not doing 5 years. No, ma'am. That's way too long. So 1.5 years getting very strategic with okay, every month she sends me her budget, she sends me where she's paying, and I'm like, we taking this from here, we're gonna snowball this into that. She said, oh, I didn't even see that. I know, that's why we got four eyes on there, yours and mine. And so it was a part of the program that they are involved in. They're called My Elite Rebels, and they actually get a monthly budget review. And so I'm looking at okay, how much in savings? Okay, here's what we're doing. And then they get a strategic plan every month to clean up their debt. So their savings is on fleek. We are actually in a savings challenge every year. And so for them, the community, I encourage them to save. I work on their savings and tell them what to do. But for my rebels, when I tell you they have started off with building up, 200 here, 500 here. Now they've been with me long enough, Paulette. There's not a month that goes by that their savings deposits don't have a comma in it.
I love that. I love that. This is absolutely amazing. And so your clients are getting results. You are able to see people get into new homes, get out of debt, save money, reduce debt in less than 2 years of about 50 grand. And, a lot of people say, oh, I can do that and da, da, da. And you're helping people to strategize. And what I think people are missing is the strategy piece. And one of the things that you and I talk a lot about is the side gig, right? And being able to say, hey, don't quit your day job, but don't go get another one, because again, it's a liability. Get creative and find different ways of bringing in that additional income so that you can pay down your debt and prepare to do the things that you want and need to do. And so lastly, before we wrap, 2 things. Number 1, what would you tell our audience right now to get started?
Meet me in the gym.
So let's go ahead and put that up here. You can go ahead and join the Nicole Johnson on Facebook at gym.
Yes, meet me in the gym. That community is everything. And part of the problem is that many women are suffering in silence about the problems that they're having with their finances. And what they don't realize is that when you suffer in silence, the loved ones in the household see you. One of my ladies, her daughter is a freshman in high school. She's been with me since she was about 7 or 8 years old. And so my teaching doesn't just stop with your budget. Doesn't just stop there. So I encouraged her to have her daughter enroll in a program that's usually in conjunction with the city colleges and the high schools. She just got accepted. So as a freshman this summer, she's going to start taking college courses. And our plan, our roadmap right now is that she complete her 2 years of credits while in high school for free. She'll get an associate's degree before she has her high school diploma.
Bravo.
She'll walk into college as a junior. Scholarship money we're going to work on, and anything that she receives, that especially if we're working for 4-year scholarships, that'll cover 2 years of her junior and senior year, and then 2 years for her master's.
Excellent.
She's a freshman in high school. That way we're not looking at any type of student loan debt or very minimal, but we are changing the trajectory for our children. So I love that I would tell your community to meet me in the gym.
Meet you in the gym.
We can start with that community for you so that you can start changing your trajectory.
I love that. Now, where can we find the Nicole Johnson? Let's talk about it.
So right now I am pushing, I released my first book project this year.
Okay.
So Rebellious Riches, you can find that at rebelliousriches.com.
Okay.
But you can also find me at girlyourmoneymatters.net.
Okay.
That's my YouTube channel. Okay, girlyourmoneymatters.net. You can pick up, there's a ton of videos out there that you can watch. And that is where we do our broadcasts from Monday nights as well. But on all the social medias, I am the Nicole Y. Johnson on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And the website is under reconstruction, but it is also www.thenicolejohnson.com.
Okay. All right. This has been good. And so we're also going to be able to find you as one of the Founder Circle members at Brownstone Worldwide, and you're in the Brownstone. And so we're really excited about that. And the fact that you are also the cover for our April issue of Brownstone Living Magazine. So your story is also going to be in there, and also some tips that are going to be shared in that particular issue. So we're excited about that. Nicole, I want to thank you for coming here today to talk to us, to get some information, to share some of those tips with our audience. And for you guys that want more information, again, go and join that Facebook group at the GYMM so that you can get more information, so that you can get the things that you need, and that you can empower yourself to get your finances under control. That is important, so that you can grow and do the things that you need to do. And so, Nicole, one last piece of advice for our audience, please.
Oh, Dr. Clark, you know what I would tell them? Don't wait. Don't wait. What I do not want to see is that the audience that we're sharing with today be sitting in the same place today in 6 months. Because a lot of you are where you sit now, you were here last year.
Wow.
The year before that.
Wow.
Some of you were here pre-pandemic. Okay. I don't want to see you in I came into 2024 with a word, and it's manifestation.
Yeah.
God has been so gracious to me that I've seen a lot of things manifest. But this is also the year of my stretch. That's what my pastor called the year of the stretch.
Yes.
But I also say this is the year of release. Okay. Time for you to start releasing the things in you that need to come to fruition.
Right. Yeah.
You got dreams, release them. You got goals, release them. You got hopes and desires, release them. You want to start that business, release it. You want to end that business, release it. You need to release some people. You need to release some situations. It is the year of release. In order to stretch, you got to release some stuff, right?
Yes.
Here's my favorite. Juanita Bynum did a short clip. She said, some of y'all from the suburbs, and y'all need to realize you need to be from the ghetto. You got to get in the face of your fears and square up.
Square up.
Don't flinch. This is the year that we square up with everything and everybody.
Yes.
And we don't flinch. Don't wait. 3 months from now, I'm going to get it together. 6 months from now, I'm going to get it together.
Right. Yeah.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Do it now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard from the Nicole Johnson herself at girlyourmoneymatters.net and at Nicole Y. Johnson all over social media. You can check out her book, Rebellious Riches, as well, and start getting your finances in order over at, you guessed it, the GYMM. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, thank you once again, Nicole, for coming to hang out with us today. Listen, folks, head on over to brownstoneworldwide.com daily for news and information that you can use, along with information from all of our Founder Circle members about the services and products that can help you live the Brownstone lifestyle. Don't forget also Brownstone Living Magazine, as well as Cityscape Radio. Are you listening? Listen, you guys, thanks again for hanging out with us for another edition of Brownstone's Best Business Review, the Lunch and Learn Hour. We'll see you around.